In the history of Geometry Dash, there have been many players, which we surely remember and which are very loved, such as people like Guitar or Gile, who are among the most loved players of Geometry Dash since they are also the ones who started with all this. But there is a player who was also in the same time as them, but who in fact coincidentally is the most hated, or at least one of the most hated in the community, since there is almost no one who speaks well about him, and the player I have to talk about today was the first Geometry Ash news. And also one of the most viral, but it was also one of the most hated for its clickbait thumbnails and for all its content in general, but at the same time he is also one of the most famous, even having a Twitter account and a Twitch account, in which between the two he has about 60,000 followers, and on YouTube he has more than 1,000,000. The player I am talking about is Mikha, who you surely know since he is one of the most famous Geometry Dash YouTubers, and also at the same time he is one of the most remembered, but more than all for how he was hated at the time, and that in fact among his most prominent videos. In visits, he has a video with 11,000 views that is about the new levels of Sub-Zero when they had just been released, and also a slightly strange video that is about Movimiento Orange that uploaded it in 2018 when this same song was in fashion, and also became very famous for those types of thumbnails which were a bit clickbait, and above all also for their titles, which had nothing to do with the video. Mikha is a player from Spain who was born in 1998 and who currently has more than 29,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that his channel was created on September 17th, 2014, and that, as I already told you, it was Geometry Ash's first newsletter. That in fact perhaps people don't remember much about this, but before he started uploading all his clickbait videos, really in his life some tops and even some curiosities about Geometry Ash. And I'm not here to give my opinion about this YouTuber, nor am I here to be thrown at you. I only come to tell his story, and it is the only objective with this video, and in fact his channel will be below in the description. But first let's go with his beginnings. Mikha uploaded her first video to YouTube exactly on November 27, 2014, which was actually a video about level 7 of Geometry Ash, which is Jumper. And indeed, this was one of the first YouTubers of Geometry Ash, which I think started almost at the same time as Guitar, which as many of us know is the largest YouTuber of biometrics. Ash and they started out on the same page, even though they both had pretty decent visitors. Mikha also uploaded a video about brass processing, but definitely a video which would be about her first top would be about secret coins, biometrics, that is the hidden at least from those that existed at that time on those levels, since not all the levels that exist now were there either. And Mikha was also characterized by raising levels which he liked, such as levels like Tetris Drops from Galaxy and Adventure Fantasy, and even continued to raise several tops, such as Free Stars, or also curiosities about the sneak peek. But definitely a video of which changed the news quite a bit, at least of what Geometry Ash is, was his video in which the update of Geometry Ash is announced. 0. Today at least a lot of information is given, since from there all the other Geometry Ash news would really begin, since it was the first and the one who had started all that. And if you currently know people like La Sloga, it is a lot thanks to Mikha, since he was the one who started the news about updates or about some things that he was putting or leaving broken. And let's remember that most people at this time mostly dedicated to uploading gameplays and none news, so that was a revolution for the entire community. But unfortunately, Mikha, let's clarify this point. It wouldn't conclude merely with this, even though he uploaded several news articles and text packs at the time and became quite popular. Various controversies also emerged. For example, in one video, he demonstrated how to obtain hacks and all the icons. While not extremely problematic, it stirred some controversy. Nevertheless, it largely went unnoticed. Additionally, he was the first to announce the release of 2.0 on YouTube and uploaded numerous videos related to it, including his own content. Your pack for Android, even for PC. But let's say that in quotes decline was when he started recording videos on his PC, since although he had improved the quality quite a bit, a while later we would see that really between the thumbnails and the clickbait role, it also turned out Mikha continued uploading several videos for a long time, such as in levels like Requiem and also even Running, which was an ISA demo at that time, and also uploaded all levels of Smell Down biometrics. And if you realize this is a YouTuber more than anything about content, Kenny, Levels, although it did have its time in which many demons passed, and even made a series which was called Ultraverus and Demon, in which you go to super easy levels. But when demons were born, and also from time to time it continues to upload some news. But after this, let's say that I would start with some miniatures a little exaggerated, such as Geometry's 2.2 new game mode, that this is a video in which the miniature is true that it is a little exaggerated, since this was when it had just been announced that the 5 but was going to be 1 or B. article, and let's say that he took advantage of it a little disproportionately, and also here he made his videos more viral since seeing that putting exaggerated thumbnails like this one from Geometry 2.1 fan-made level really works very well. But you have to advance a few years to be able to really see his most viral videos after 2 or 3 years of making those videos with him some basis, such as making thumbnails like those here, or very exaggerated things such as, for example, that there were supposedly levels of 1900. 36. In Geometry, you put it in the top 5 video. Best changes in Geometry levels, or for example, top 5 incredible bugs in Geometry 2.2. 7 years ago that Geometry 2.2 had not been released yet, and in fact it is something very crazy that a person, let's say in her time, she was quite loved. After that, she had been so overshadowed by so much hatred that she began to be fired for her exaggerated miniatures, since this was her main controversy in the community. And in fact, the video that, let's say, I liked a little of it despite the thumbnail. Is she a little exaggerated? Is she actually the one who says orange movement in Geometry as what the fuck? Since at least his face appears, and it is a quite well commented and in fact quite well edited tune, which in fact also did not leave all the news, since I also went up to some such as the most difficult level of Geometry is 2.2, but clearly he was not as loved as what at that time did become Guitar, or like for example people like Gile Oso, who were really very loved even to this day, while he hasn't even uploaded videos for 1 year, and in fact he's no longer active in the community, and in fact something very curious about Mikha that perhaps many people don't know. And several YouTube shorts have been uploaded in which even his voice appeared in one. In fact, in which his voice appeared is his most popular video, which is Geometry Ash, the movie What Is This Short Here, in which an image is made with artificial intelligence about what the thumbnail of a movie would look like in Geometry Dash. But in fact Mikha left her channel quite inactive for a long time, since at the time she was on her prime, even at a moment later. He may be at his best. He decided to leave Geometry, but after his he came back with thumbnails, more clickbaits, but his last video being, let's say, very active. It is a video of which he said Rocktop is no longer my friend, and after this he would leave YouTube for 4 years, but he returned on September 7, 2023, uploading a video of which he said what is this, in which in the thumbnail his icon and that of StivenElvro appeared as if fighting, that in fact this video did not have that much support, only 54,000 views, and even as well. He made a video about featherweight in Ash Geometry, and his last YouTube video was from the greatest biometric scammer. Ash What I Did was, let's say, a news program, or at least with this typical gameplay format in which he says some things about another player, what is a format that I also do and that is very characteristic, and in fact it could be said that a channel that at the time was loved by many people and that has more than 1,000 subscribers has been remembered as an ugly channel or even quite hated by people, and as I already told you, its channel goes. They are in the description, and if you would like to see a video about another player who started almost at the same time as Mikha, but what is a little more beloved and even remembered, being one of the most mythical who actually won the Fortnite tournament from Rubius, and which is also super big, I recommend you watch the Minecraft video that I am going to leave you right here. I highly recommend that you watch it, and I would like to take advantage of this moment to put the people on my Discord server here, to my latest subscribers who always appear at the end of all my videos, and well, let's go, gentlemen, I'm retiring.